Hi, you guys. Welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited to be here. This podcast is 4 years old already, and a little over 4 years old, and it's reaching women in I think it's 40 or 42 different countries. I mean, this is just insane. I just had to take a minute to give you my gratitude for real of just this podcast and for you showing up and all of the beautiful things. So I want to chat for a minute about losing our confidence. And I know that that doesn't sound sexy or fun or whatever, but we're going to get into the juice, which is how to get it right, how to feel more confident. I know that for many of us, there's just so much going on, and you can have these moments where you're just kind of spiraling, where you're second guessing yourself, you're feeling off. Maybe you're walking into a room and you're just not feeling like the most confident version of yourself. And I want to take a minute to let you know that while mindset and talking and all of that can help, it doesn't always work. It's not always the thing that's going to help you to feel more magnetic or more confident. Really, it's about doing some somatic healing and getting back into your body. And I'm not just going to give you a motivational pep talk today or something that's, just lofty or whatever. I want to give you an actual tangible practice that can help you go from feeling a little bit off center, not so grounded, and something like that into feeling more magnetic or grounded and confident. So this is how we're going to do that, right? So if you do not already know me, my name is Audrey Rose. I am a somatic life coach, and I help high achieving women to come out of that functional freeze state, nervous system dysregulation, and really find their happiness and feel like themselves again. So this is my practice. This is what I love to do, is share little tips and little tricks to help you feel like yourself again. So if you have been feeling like you're stuck in your head 24/7, you're questioning everything, you feel like what you're doing isn't enough, right? Or maybe you feel like you're not good enough. You're going through the motions, you're walking into a room and you're just not feeling confident. You don't feel like you're fully tapped into that kind of energy. And I think that a lot of us think, it's a mindset issue. I need to change my mindset. I need to feel a little bit more confident, or maybe it's like a materialistic issue, like I need to buy something or I need to change something about myself. And the actual truth is, you are probably just disconnected from your body. You're probably just not feeling like you're fully connected, and that's actually a nervous system thing. You don't need to just reset and change everything. You don't need to go out and buy a new car or a new bag or any of that. You just need to reset your nervous system so that you can feel differently, because confidence actually comes from us reliving these moments over and over, where we're choosing to stay connected to our body instead of following all of the crazy spiral of thoughts that we get. So I just want to, again, walk you through a little practice so that you can stop kind of shrinking when you walk into a new space and really connect to that magnetic feeling, realign with who you are and how good it feels to be her. So for today's thing, I want you to, be just in a place, because we're actually going to do this, be in a place where you can not be distracted, hopefully. If you're able to, just go into a bedroom or something like that. And we're going to kind of reconnect with our posture. You can be sitting if you want, but I want you to kind of take a deep inhale through your nose and then a long exhale out the mouth, and just do kind of like a body scan, if you're familiar with that, where you kind of just go head to toe, feeling into these different areas. Ask yourself, where am I holding tension right now? Where am I holding any tension? And just pay attention to that. Notice where it is. Take another breath in, another deep breath out. And if you can close your eye, I do a similar visualization at my retreats, but close your eyes, and in your mind's eye, just get the picture of a nice room that you're walking into. Maybe it's kind of like a conference, a big room like that, or it could be like a, cocktail party or something like that. Something that might have been intimidating before. And just picture yourself walking into this room. And I want you to picture or feel, I guess, that moment of you initially walking in and wanting to shrink. That moment where your posture might kind of dip down, where you kind of drop your shoulders, where you kind of like hunch over. That little moment, it's very small, it's almost not noticeable. But as you walk into a room at first, we kind of have that option to shrink down like that or to expand and just be this, confident version. So kind of feel into that moment right before you're about to walk in. And then I want you, as you take a step into that room, I want you to stand like that big, confident version of you, like shoulders back, your chin is up. You're not sorry. You're not sorry for your presence. You deserve to be there. Stepping in with a lot of confidence. And this is a visualization. Don't worry. You are in the most safe space right here. I want you to repeat after me out loud while you are keeping this visual of you walking into this big room, this big cocktail party, this swanky thing. I'm allowed to take up space. I'm allowed to take up space. I belong here. I belong here. And you can visualize, if you want to, kind of like a warm glowing light right around that belly button area, right underneath it, kind of like your power center, and feel it expanding, feel it taking up space, feel it kind of taking up your whole body, right? Like you're getting this magnet, this whole energy, this whole power coming from that area, and let that start to expand bigger and bigger until it's just taking up your whole chest. It starts to just get even bigger and become your whole like magnetic field around you, your aura, whatever you want to call it. Every time that you take a breath, you feel it expanding, you feel it gaining momentum, getting more solid, if you will. It's more powerful, and you feel it just radiating, you feel it just glowing, encapsulating you. And as you pay attention to this happening, you notice more and more people recognizing you from the room with just love and compassion. More and more people are just paying attention to you, and in such a beautiful way, in such a good way. Nothing cocky, nothing too confident, but people are definitely noticing that energy. People are noticing you. And that's the difference. If you can kind of reflect on this moment, that's the difference between walking into the room and just trying super hard, having that fake confidence that doesn't last. That aura, that magnetic field isn't truly as powerful, isn't truly as solid. And it's also a difference from us walking in and shrinking right away into the background. So you can kind of come out of that visualization, maybe wiggle your toes and fingers if you need, or take another breath while you open your eyes slowly and come back to this. You don't have to come back to the episode per se, but it's always going to be here for you. But you can come back to this type of visualization before these big moments, before you ask your boss for a promotion, before you walk into work for the day. You can do this, obviously we're not going to close our eyes while we're driving, but you can just kind of like visualize, that power field, that magnetic field growing if you want. Or you can just sit in your car right before you walk in and close your eyes and do this, right? You can do this anytime. You can do this like in the shower before you start your day, before you have a hard conversation, before any of this, before there's a moment that asks you to be a little bit more confident. It's really just about us kind of unblocking anything that's keeping us from this magnetism that we already have. So I want to just thank you for doing that for yourself. And you know where to find me. I host the RISE Sisterhood, which has practices every single month. Every single month, we have a series of practices that go, week by week. And we practice all of these really beautiful nervous system healing tools. We love to regulate our nervous systems and just become that best version of ourselves, right? The version that's a little bit happier and feeling a little bit more whole. So you already know you can find that link down in the show notes. And I am here for you for anything you need. So find me on Instagram at Hello Audrey Rose, and I will see you next time.